cyclones are coming in from the Pacific and from California and Washington State. And your upper elevations, you're going to probably see some snow, get some rain. You're getting a break over the Four Corners area now, but that low pressure, the center of it is actually in Oklahoma now, and right around Sky City. Folks there know where that's happening. If you close in on the radar, you'll actually see that center. Now that area that you're seeing over North Texas, and this is snow because of the cold front that's being pushed down with it we've been dealing with for the last week. That's clashing with a tremendous amount of moisture that's being pulled off the Gulf of Mexico. You can see these lines as I animate this map. But that's feeding into the clash of cold air. And the center of it is right along this very ridge of the deepest oranges right there. And a lot of this area is now in tornado watch mode. And there's a line of thunderstorms that are along that center that are showing up on the radar. And again, this is satellite imaging. Here you can easily see where that the peak of this is in the dark orange line. And what you're seeing on the outer edges in the blue and green are lighter areas of rain. We've had a few of these throughout the night and this morning already, just for a few minutes, just a moderate to light rain, and then moving on out. But that is, if you look here in central Mississippi, you can see the inflow. Look how much it is of warm, moist air coming off the Gulf of Mexico again, and it's going to clash in this area today and overnight. There's no way around it. Again, if we look at the map here in Texas, we're spinning into Oklahoma now. That on the left side of that is snow. So this clash is coming. Switching from satellite to radar images, you can see where the concentration of the storms are right now, down at Shreveport, Louisiana, down to Houston, up through Little Rock, Memphis, Huntsville, Nashville, again all the way up through that area. And you see that there's moisture being pulled off the Gulf, all the way from Texas over to Alabama in the Mobile area. And it's just going to continue to move east. And today, central Mississippi is kind of the area. You're going to have Louisiana and Alabama affected into that, and Thursday slowly moving out of Alabama into Georgia, Florida, and up the East Coast. Let's look at the warning map. Now, looking at the entire nation, you've got kind of a mixed bag of anything you want, but in the upper elevations in Northern California, winter storm watches. You've got winter storm watches throughout the area. When you're getting into the yellows and tans and browns, these are usually wind events. The blizzard warnings in North Texas just continues for you folks there. You've got winter weather watches and winter weather warnings around it. You can see there's a lot of wind involved in this. You've got red flag warnings in South Texas. In the yellow, coming out of East Texas into Louisiana, including the Shreveport area, much of Arkansas, North Mississippi, and into Tennessee now are tornado watches. The maroon areas here in the map, flash flood warnings, and you've got flash flood watches throughout the area, including much of the area along the Mississippi River. So be aware of that as this moves forward. But the tornado watches are out. Severe thunderstorm looks like a warning right there, just south of the Shreveport area, guys. So that's where we're seeing the radar move across the Texas-Louisiana line at some of the stronger points. Again, just a heads up, we're not out of the woods yet on this. Be prepared for it. If a tornado comes through, you're going to lose some power. Maybe you got a backup generator. Make sure you got some extra food and water. But the main thing is to keep your heads up. $20 or so, you can have a weather radio that does the alarms. You heard mine go off yesterday in that late video with tornadoes coming into our area. And it will wake you up, believe me. But anyway,
I was involved in a Bible study where this topic came up, and I thought it is important that I share it with everyone. History has a beginning, and the only one without a beginning is God, because He created the beginning. Now I want you to look at history as a line, and at the start of the line we have the beginning, and at the end of that line we have the end. And each day, you and I and the whole world are moving towards the end. The Bible tells us this very clearly. The details are not always clear, but the general thrust of time is clear. And the movement of time, and the movement of history, and the movement of prophecy is all moving along one line. From the beginning to the end. We are not going around in circles. We are all moving along the line. And on this line of history, this line of prophecy, we are all being thrusted on. There is the mark of the beast that will be introduced by the Antichrist. And we see this in Revelation 30. 5 times. 5 times the people of the earth are described to be doing one thing in Revelation 13. The people of the earth in this chapter are not described to be doing anything else as often as they are doing this: worshipping. Let the Bible record speak. Revelation 13 verse 4, and they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? All upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Revelation 13 verse 12, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Revelation 13 verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast. The issue of worship brings us to the age-old issue of idolatry. The man of sin will aim to be the idol in the eyes of men. He will be a man that will demand worship. Taking his mark will be a declaration of worship. We love them. There are some musicians that we love. There are many sports people that we love. I am not saying that we should hate them. It is not bad to love the sport or the sports people, but it has gotten to a point where many people worship these artists or these athletes. These things leave you wondering, how have we gotten to this stage in life? People now worship other human beings. People now worship other human beings in the world. People now worship other human beings. You see concerts full of tens of thousands of people chanting a person's name, exalting that person. Tens of thousands of people chanting a person's name, exalting that person. Thousands of people chanting a person's name, exalting that person. Let your living water flow. Jesus, 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 sing to the Father, 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 Father. A song exalting the name of Jesus. It is idolatry. You see, it is idolatry. You see celebrities walking on the street and people are literally fainting at the sight of them. 2,000 years ago, idols were graven images and massive statues that people would bow down to and worship. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who can make war with him? It will be easy to worship the beast because of what he has started doing right now.